Hello and welcome back to Pulsar Games. In today's video I've got a first place deck profile for you from the regional last weekend. It was me who piloted the deck. The main deck, well, it's Adventurer Spright. The main deck is the same as Simon He's from YCS Niagara. The side and extra different. I'll leave a link in the comments, or in the description rather, to that video. But yeah, we'll get straight on into the deck. So 3 Spright Blue, 3 Jet, 1 Carrot, 1 Red. It's pretty standard. A couple of people are dropping Carrot. I'm still a very big fan of it. It lets you play into boards a lot more because it'll have like back row, like tier will have like Suliak and things. And it's just nice to have as an extra name as well. 3 swap from Ronin, and no Dupe Frog this time. I do miss the Dupe Frog, but it is nice to not, have that brick, even if it is an extra frog for the long game, but I think this is fine. 3 Enchantress, 1 Griffin for the Adventure package. Again, pretty standard. And now onto the Nimbles, played 2 Beaver and 1 Angler. Initially I was playing 2 Beaver, 2 Angler. Simon suggested 2 and 1. I think this is actually a fine ratio, because your only discard outlets for this outside of the extra deck are like Fateful Adventure and Swap Frog. But yeah, this was actually perfectly fine. For the hand traps, we only played 3. We just played 3 Nibiru. It's crucial at the moment, so it's the hand trap with the highest impact if it goes off. Obviously, against the mirror match, you're not really going to resolve Nibiru as often as you'd like. But against the tier decks, it's very crucial, because they very rarely put up negates early enough to stop a Nibiru, and you can usually drop it before they actually put a negate down. And if they do opt for negates, they've played a very high ceiling build, in which case they're going to brick a bit more. It's not going to be as easy for them, or they're having to mitigate from that actual combo. So instead of like making, say, a Griffin to reset the Eradicator, they'll make an Appaloosa or something, in which case you don't mind too much. And that's it for the monsters, and onto the spells. So 3 starter, 1 smashers. It's pretty standard. It's just how it goes. Play 2 Rite of Armistice, which I initially thought this was quite shocking. I was like, surely you want to play 3, but you don't want to see too many of the adventure cards. With 3 Enchantress, you have a fair bit of access to this card. And also with Eradicator running around, it's less cards for you to lose to it. There's still a fair few cards to lose to it though. 1 Fateful, 1 Dracoback, pretty standard. 1 Foolish, 1 Callby. Foolish is insane in the deck because you can dump Enchantress or Angler. It just allows you to extend so far off this 1 card, and this just sending Enchantress, because the Adventure Engine is so powerful, it gets you really far. They have to commit a lot to actually stop the engine. 2 Enemy Controller. This card's a weird one. It's actually kind of cool. I only used it a few times during the actual event. One of the times they went to the battle phase to try and kill me off, I just switched their guy to defense, and then that was that. Sort of then they're in main phase 2 and your board's going to stay. So it's kind of cool. Play 3 Triple Tactics Talent. I did borrow 1 from the event. Shout out to James Tootle for the hookup on the day. No one had them to sell, so I had to borrow 1 off the end of a friend. But he is a hero. And then just 3 Dark Rule on the wall. I didn't play any mirror matches throughout the entire event, which is kind of interesting. This still has uses against a lot of other stuff. So like the tier build where it ends on like Griffin now, you can actually stop the Griffin. And if it ends on like a bunch of other stuff like Toad and things, it's kind of nice. So that's it for the main deck. And the extra deck, which is where it differs from Simon's build, only slightly though. 3 Giant, 3 Elf. Shout out to Raoul for the hookup of the 3rd Elf. Again, no one had them to sell. It is what it is. 1 Totally Awesome, 1 Mannequin Cat. So these are like your main lineup of extra stuff that you're going to go into, aside from like the links later on. This was actually really cool. So I played against a Runic Stun player. He never commits a monster to the board, so I had to use the Mannequin Cat to reborn his Dogwood to his field. He went up to like 22,000 with it, just so I could like bring back the Toad. That was kind of funny. And that way I can keep my Toad infinite, so I can keep looping. So I can actually, keep the negates up. The Zeus package, pretty standard. Got a the Dark Charmer, and then we got an area with it, and an IP, Nightmare Phoenix, and Nightmare Unicorn. Phoenix is the nuts. I've really enjoyed Phoenix, so I'll use it. Use level 2 to go into Giant after you've got rid of the problem card. This hits so many imperms, so many things. It's just very good, and it is a discard outlet for Angler if you really need to. So that's it for the extra deck and a token, and onto the side deck. So Pancratops, because he's an absolute beast. 3 Shifter, because his card's disgusting, with a Gamma Burst. So the combo's been around for a while now. Against tier, you just shifter them. So when they do the Merly kit thing, so they'll go like kit colors target itself, special the Burley, send the kit close, and then they'll go like kit 1, Burley 2. You chain the shift of them, because then they're going to lose 8 cards out of their deck. They've already used the kit close resource, and then it sort of puts them in a very awkward position then, because they know they can't extend further, but they've already used a lot of the resources in hand, so you're cutting them down to about 3 cards, which is quite manageable. 2 Cosmic, 1 Duster. Just generic back row decks. Ideally you'd play 3 Cosmic, but there's just not room in this because you're playing other cards, so Duster's just fine. Play Reboot as well for that same ends. I played 3 Dimensional Barrier. This card's disgusting against tier. It's called Fusion, and it sort of limits what they're able to do. Even against like other Xyz decks, so you can call Xyz and your Toad will still be able to resolve because of the way it works. And then 3 Anti-Spell. Mainly for the spell mirror match. This card was obviously very good against the Runic Stun deck. And then, yeah, I just took his Destruction with the Toad, and then because of the way Anti-Spell works, since I set it on his turn, on my next turn, which is when you can activate them, I was able to use it on his Rivalry, and then, yeah, it was very good. That's it for the deck profile. For the rounds, I played 1 Math Mech, 1 Runic Stun, and then 4 Tillaments. So no mirror matches, like I said. Yeah, there's not really much else to say about the deck. It's fine. There probably is a couple of things you could change in the main deck, but it's reasonable enough. Same with the side deck. I'll give some shout outs to Callum Cook for being an absolute fiend, and then Alfie Morton for his infinite glitches. He knows about the glitches. But yeah, we'll call it a day. That's been Pulsar Games, and thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.